The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
We know the Jets are having a nightmare season, but yesterday, believe it or not, there were some silver linings. We'll try and highlight those and talk about the state of the Jets when Will Parkinson joins us in his weekly spot. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man. This is the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We had Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you missed it earlier, Joe B was on the show in his weekly spot. So if you want Badingo's take on yesterday's Jet debacle, check it out if you didn't do so already. Joining us right now in his weekly Monday afternoon spot is the host of the Turn on the Jets podcast, Will Parkinson. Will Pa, another week, another Jet loss. I would say we're used to this by now, but man, they had this game again. I wanted to stick it to the Dolphins, or the very definition of mediocre. And this team just, again, unable to finish a game. It's been the story all year.
Yeah, they're funny, man. They really are they're just awful. Like, in terms of just the little things. Like, they're really poorly coached. And it's frustrating because I know we're going to talk silver linings a little bit and stuff, but I guess I'll just say it now. Like, in a lot of ways, the last 3 weeks, and frankly, a lot of the losses this year make you feel like they're not that far away, man. Like, even if they only won half of them, not saying they would win all 7 one-score games or less than 6 points, but like, let's just say even they won 4 out of 7, right? The ones that are pretty clearly the Patriots in this game, which is the defense just collapsing out of nowhere. Let's just say Greg Zuerlein makes one of the 800 kicks against the Bills, and let's say against the Broncos he makes that kick, right? Where they score on the 1 yard line in terms of just really close games. I'm not talking all of them. I'm not even going to count Minnesota and other things. You're looking at 7-6 right now, feeling like, hey, we have bad coaching and Rodgers hasn't been as good as we hoped, and we're still 7-6. That's how talented the roster is in some areas. And again, I'm not trying to blow smoke up anyone's ass. Like, I'm really not. I'm just, I don't know, man. Like, don't you just sit there and go, they're the worst coach team in the league by far. Rodgers has played like 4.5 good games, and then like a couple mediocre and a couple really bad. So like not even been, he's been in, kind of what we all kind of hoped, right? He was like in that 14 through 17 or 18 range, probably, generally speaking. The Jets have had so many bad injuries on defense, which we kind of were scared of. And they've been awful on special teams, probably the worst they've been in at least, Jake, I don't know. When's the last time the Jets were this bad on special teams in your lifetime? I can't think of a year that's been worse, personally.
Well, when you factor in the kicking and then just nothing from the returning. Yeah, I mean,
penalties.
Maybe Gase's first year, right?
Yeah. My whole point, I guess, is just to say, like, the team's bad, right? They're 3-10. Like, the record's going to be horrible. And Rodgers is probably gone. This whole staff's probably gone. They're going to be resetting a lot. But in a lot of ways, it kind of gives you optimism in a lot of senses. That's like, well, like, with a competent coach who's, even somewhat of a semblance, even like, 2 or 3 levels above solid, which is not asking for a lot. This team's probably 7-6, 8-5, right? Like, yeah, and that's like including the injuries and the bad special teams, and these just very correctable things. Finding a kicker who makes kicks, they seem to have found that in Anders Carlson. We'll see if he continues to be that, but it's like, wow, if they would have had this guy for a couple of the games, maybe they wouldn't have been eliminated. Maybe the season goes differently. If they would have, maybe had some semblance of decent coaching against New England, against Pittsburgh, against, against Miami yesterday, they win those. Again, it evens out, Jake, but it makes me feel like it makes me feel like in a lot of ways the Vikings of 2 years ago versus last year versus this year in a lot of ways, where every other year it feels like the Vikings are amazing and they win all these one-score games. I know they blew out the Falcons yesterday, but generally speaking, and it's like year over year, these things fluctuate. It's the NFL. You win a lot of one-score games. The Giants in 2022? They won like every one-score game. They were a 9-win football team. They won a playoff game. And then the year after, they're like the worst team in the NFL. So my point being, this could flip quickly, but yesterday was so frustrating because that game was over. I felt like they kicked a field goal. I was like when they were driving, at least they got the first down with Lazard, I believe, before that 3-play series. I felt really good about where they were at. Miami was out of timeouts by the end of that, 3-play stretch. And you're just like, nice. Get a nice win in Miami. I know it doesn't mean anything, but it means something to the fans. I think it means people in that locker room, they haven't won there in a decade. And you walk out of there with another crushing blow, and it's just like they can't get out of their own way.
It's just one of those games where it reminds you that they're not losing because of a lack of talent. Like, you look at all these teams in the league that have the same record or are worse than the Jets, and you can't even compare the talent of the Jet roster versus these teams. But the coaching is so bad. I think they're the worst coach team in the league. I mean, it's the 5th time they lost the game yesterday that they had a lead in the 4th quarter. That's coaching. That's the prep all week to get you ready for the opponent. That's the in-game adjustments. That's the situational awareness, which this team is putrid in. That's all coaching. Like, I would sit here and say, man, like, this team is trash and they got to replace this guy. And like, sure, there's going to be some real tweaks to the roster, but the core of this team is under contract, and the core of this team will be here for the next head coach. And that's why, this is such a unique year for a Jet fan to go through, because we've had 3-10 seasons before, but they're 3-10 not because they have bad players in a lot of cases.
They've been blown out twice. They got blown out against Arizona and San Francisco, and
all year. Every game has been close in the 4th quarter with a chance to win it. I know people a lot of times want to put it all on Rodgers, but yesterday's another game you could point to where if this defense was anywhere close to what they were supposed to be this year, they win. You could say that about the Colts game. You could say that about the second Patriots game. And look, just think about where this team would be right now if they just had 3 more wins. I mean, it's not what you wanted, but they wouldn't be eliminated. It's like the talent level of this
Miami
team
is where it's like you have a shot.
And that's better than this depressing feeling of being eliminated on December 8th. And really, they've been done since they were 2-6 after that Patriot game, for being real. So it's just it's a nightmare from that standpoint. But the only thing I could point to is like, all right, the silver lining from that is this is a good job for the right coach to turn it around and be competitive next year. Like, Parcells came in,
took easy job, right?
He took over a 1-win team, and then they were 9-7 the next year, and then 12-4 in the AFC Championship game the following year. Like, you get the right person here, this could flip.
Yeah, like the floor is literally the Earth's core. Like, not to be, you know what I mean? Like, it's insane, right? Like, the floor is really so low, and it almost is like whoever's taken over this job is a guy that's like, it's a very attractive guy, girl, whatever your preference is. And like, they have a super toxic ex that just like cheated on him, and is very like maybe emotionally abusive. There's some Zach Bryan situation. And you're up next. And all you got to do is not be a bad guy. All you got to do is like, keep it in the relation. You know what I mean? Like, the bones are there for this incredible person or this incredible, really solid team and roster. But, all you have to do next year is like, hey, can you not blow a bunch of 4th quarter leads because you don't know how to situationally call timeouts, how to play football, when to challenge, when not to, when to go for it, when not to. I'm not saying it's simple, Jake, but like, it's also not sitting here and like asking a lot. And I just, to me, man, again, I'm not trying to paint a picture as if this team's amazing and all this stuff. They're not. But they've shot themselves in the foot 7 times this year, at least. Just at a minimum 7 times. And I don't know, the Minnesota, I keep using the Vikings, but the Vikings are 11-2. You know why? They don't shoot themselves in the foot. And because they have a good coach, and they have talent, right? The Vikings have talent for sure, but they're really well coached. And that's what it kind of comes down to. I'm the biggest Sam Darnold fan there is. Like, I'm not pretending that Sam's a top 3 quarterback and that's the only way you can win. I don't know. Like, the next coach has to hire a decent special teams coordinator and has to know when to call timeouts and know how to situationally play football. If they do that, this team's instantly like 3 times as good. That's not even, hey, can we upgrade here? This guy's not playing well this year. This is none of that. I'm talking strictly like easily fixable coaching things. Hey, we really should use Garrett Wilson more. Like little things. Like, I think those are all fixable. So really disappointing year. I'm never going to root for the Jets to lose. I won't. I can't do it. It's not my thing. All that said, if the Jets do lose out, I certainly hope they pick in the top 3 at this point, right? Like, and if they don't lose out, they don't, and they'll figure it out. But they're in a spot where I really just don't think this is an unappealing job. I understand the Woody aspect of it, but I also think Woody really wants to win, and maybe early on in his tenure, he'll kind of be a little more hands off. And if you win right away, maybe he stays hands off. Mike T said to you on the radio, "Hey, to me and Rex, like Woody kind of stayed out of it until we started losing in 2012 with Tebow." That like wasn't a thing in the beginning. So maybe it's being too optimistic. I do think like it's not totally lost here.
Let's do something nice for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, for every membership that is gifted, you get a raffle ticket for a chance to win exclusive prizes here on the Jake Asman Show. We gave away a Garrett Wilson jersey over the weekend. We got 2 jerseys we're giving away this week. Quinnen Williams, and I bet you not too many people have this one, a Braylon Allen jersey, brand new. So if you want in on the raffle, gift a membership. We need about 30 to do our next giveaway. Make it only 25. M. King coming through for the people with a 5 spot of channel memberships to get us rolling.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
I also want to say this, for every $20 super chat, you'll get 5 memberships in there as well. The reason for that is some people watch the show from their phone and you can't gift from the phone. So I want to give people watching on a mobile device an opportunity to still get raffle tickets. So M. King, thank you for the support, my friend. Buff Daddy D, Paul Taxter, Benny, 2 a.m. Burrito, and Mark Goldstein, all receiving channel memberships. Enjoy the emojis. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. Big fella writes in, Will, nice hat. Are you a Vols fan, Will?
I'm not. I just was in Tennessee for a wedding Friday and Saturday. Had to pick up some nice merch, Anyone that knows me knows I'm collect jerseys and hats. So had to pick up some merch, Shout out Morgan Wallen.
M. King with a super chat. Thanks, Jake, for making the season bearable. We all need to support Jake on here on Patreon. Hit the like. M. King, you are the man. For those who want in on the Patreon, sign up for the year. You'll save 15%. You'll get a couple of bonus shows this month that will only be on Patreon and not on YouTube. So check out patreon.com/Jake Asman Show if you're interested in that or any of the other perks we offer with your membership. Jesus Jerry with a super chat. Hi, Will. Are you consistently late due to mastering the force or levitating, or something simple like just wanting to be fashionably late? Don't worry. We love you.
I would say the combination of doing 3 different podcasts and some other work on the side at times tends to ruin my schedule, and in turn, you got to make the people wait a little bit. You got to play a little hard to get.
I like it. I like what you're doing. Some other silver linings from this game, besides the fact that there's only 4 games left. I watched some of the film back today. I'll have Fialco on the show tomorrow, everyone. But I thought Olu played another really good game at left tackle. Like, I think the Jets have a legit left tackle of the future to build around, no matter who the quarterback is next year.
Yeah, I would say kind of the point that you mentioned there. I think they have a franchise left tackle, or a potential franchise left tackle. Obviously, he's got to play more for sure, but I think you see the improvement. And I don't know, Jake, about if you feel this way, but since Olu took over, I believe, the Colts game, so this was his 3rd start at left tackle. The right tackle and right guard stuff was really nice that Olu was able to do that, but that's obviously not his natural spot. All the pressure has been when Morgan Moses has gotten hurt. Otherwise, I feel like Rodgers has had ample time. I thought Rodgers, until Moses went out yesterday, like he was kind of sitting back there chilling. And Olu's only going to get better. I think Tippmann's going to continue to get better with time. I think AVT has gradually gotten better as the year's gone on. I think he'll have a much better next year, just from the aspect of having a real offseason. And I think Simpson's been a pleasant surprise. Again, these guys are not perfect. Rodgers still gets hit a little bit and stuff, but I felt like overall, let's say you bring Moses back, maybe you acquire a swing tackle through the draft, or maybe on day 2 or day 3, and an experimental. Hey, this guy hopefully is going to be a long-term project at right tackle. With maybe you bring Moses back. I don't know. I feel like you feel pretty good about the O-line going into next year. I think you feel good about Garrett Wilson. I think you feel good about Breece Hall. I think you feel good about, kind of where you're at from a base of an offense perspective. Obviously, quarterback's the most important thing, and we all understand that. I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's ass with that, but I also think it's fair to be like, wow, this group, whatever is that they're coming into, pretty decent. Maybe you're able to hang on to Devontae. I don't know. That's obviously something that's not up to any of us. And there's, we'll see if he ends up dipping. But, and if he does, you got to acquire a receiver, obviously. But I just, to me, like, I don't know. The pieces are there offensively to have a pretty decent group. That's for sure. And obviously, Garrett's only going to continue to get better. People are really let down on Breece, Jake.
I've heard
he's extremely hurt. And he shouldn't have played against the Colts. Like I don't know. I feel maybe differently than others. His confidence is probably a little lower than it needs to be right now. I think because just hasn't gone the way he was expecting.
I think the running back market in general is what people are talking about. And then when they see Braylon Allen and then Isaiah Davis play well, it's like, oh, well, there we go. Long term, we don't need to extend Breece. But here's what I would say. I think Breece, since he's been here, has not been utilized the way I think a real offensive coach or a real coaching staff would utilize him, especially if they're starting a young quarterback next year at some point, or they're moving on from Rodgers and it's a bridge guy. This offense should be built through Breece Hall and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. Like, they should be a run-first offense and find creative ways to use Breece Hall. He has not had one game this year, Will, where he had over 20 carries. Think about that. We thought this was going to be how their offense was built. We thought Breece would be to Rodgers what Terrell Davis was to Elway at the end of his career. And I know Breece got hurt earlier in the year and he was playing through it. I get all that. But I really believe they have not used Breece Hall the right way. And I think better coaching could really maximize how dynamic of a two-way running back he is as both a receiver and obviously a runner.
Yeah, I just think that I think the Jets had times this year, and we saw it in Tennessee, should be doing a lot more two-back stuff. And I don't do it enough. And I don't know why. I'll never understand it. It's like they get away from it right away. And I thought Downing's done some nice stuff. I actually think he's been a pretty solid middle-of-the-road coordinator. And that's much better than what they had with Hackett.
Mike Vrabel wants to keep him as a quarterback coach, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he will, but it is what it is. It's fine. But no, I mean, look, I'm trying to think I could phrase this properly. Breece should be used as a multi-purpose, the Marshall Faulk kind of, not that he is McCaffrey and not that he is Marshall Faulk. I'm not saying he is, but in that type of play style where he's in the slot, he's lined up outside, he's lined up in the backfield, he's lined up and doing these different things. And you can use Allen a little bit more of that kind of get downhill, change your pace guy. And then Isaiah Davis obviously has looked pretty good yesterday and can be that kind of receiving back type as well. So they don't use Breece properly. I think his coaching, his confidence is probably not as high. I also think that and I know not to sound like sappy here, and I know fans are going to hate this, but I don't know, man, all Breece Hall heard all year during the offseason by me and Jake too. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it was you are going to have 2,500 all-purpose yards and 20 touchdowns, and you're the best back in the NFL. And it's to start the season, he didn't play his best, mixed with not a ton of opportunities, it felt like at times, and it wasn't going the way. It's your confidence starts to go a little bit and then gets hurt in the Colts game. And it just, it kind of feels like just been a bad recipe, but I'm not down on him. I I would extend Brees, give Brees a 2-year extension in the offseason and fully guarantee his 2 years. That'd be a franchise tag. So we don't have to have the drama of a hold in or a holdout. You get him from ages 20 to 26. He is here. He is happy. He is here. Hey, it's another guy like Michael Carter, like Quinnen Williams, hopefully like Garrett Wilson, who we're going to take care of right away because we know that these guys could be core pieces and they earned it. That's how I would approach things. But again, I know everyone's different. To me, like that feels like what the move should be. But again, I guess everyone feels differently about Brees. I wouldn't overreact to one game against a pretty mid Dolphins defense is the reason they should trade Brees Hall and just run Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. I'd be a little careful with that.
Yeah, I mean, remember, there were people talking about trading Garrett Wilson at the beginning of the season, and then Sauce was struggling, get rid of Sauce, and then he plays a great game, and it just reminds you, like, no, these guys are foundational pieces that you want to keep. And I think that does include Brees Hall, but we'll see. I mean, unlike the thing with Brees is, as you bring up, unlike the other guys from the draft class who were in the first round, he doesn't have the 5th-year option as a second-round pick. So he's going into a contract season next year. And honestly, probably would behoove him to stay with the Jets because think about it. He'll have continuity on the O-line next year with a way better coaching staff, I'd imagine. And no matter who the quarterback is, any coach with common sense will want to run their offense through him next year.
100%. I'm not down on Brees. Do I think that a good coach could come in and say, hey, like we like to have you do this or this. I'm not pronouncing this guy's name, but Jets fans overrate Brees. I actually don't think that. I think Jets fans actually are like not as high on Brees as maybe the rest of the league is. I don't know.
What was a Jet fan saying to draft him first overall in fantasy? That was the experts.
I'm not like. I think that sometimes Jets fans overrate specifically, and I did a 45-minute pod about this from last offseason. If you want to go listen to the whole rant. Jets fans like to kind of sometimes kill the best players on the team that are actually good, and then maybe overrate and maybe over prop up during this stretch of some of the guys that aren't that good, right? It was Garrett Wilson doesn't do this or doesn't do this. Braxton Berrios is amazing. It's like Braxton Berrios isn't good, and things of that nature. Like it happens. But I don't think Brees is overrated. I don't think he's had an amazing year for sure. But I also really want to see him as part of the Jets next year, and trading him makes no sense. He's going to be coming off his value. That doesn't make it like the whole, let's trade this guy because he's having a rough year by his standards. I don't know why we just rushed to not trade the good players that everyone told me Joe Douglas is a generational drafter. Well, he drafted Brees Hall and got so much credit for it. And now we want to trade him. I'm a little confused there.
Some other silver linings. Jamie and Sherwood, dog. Brandon Eccles, dog. I'm bringing both them back, Will. They could be starters for me next year. Anyone who still plays as well as they played when the season's lost and they put that effort out there, that stands out to me if I'm a new GM coming in and I'm evaluating who wants to be here, who should be the right people we invest in for starting spots next year.
So yes and no. I agree. They should be brought back. But they are people, in my opinion, that I have a number with and I'm not going above, especially, Sherwood. And it's not that I think Sherwood's a much more surefire starter than Eccles. I like Eccles a lot. He knows the system. I do wonder, I said this on Flight Plan with Zach Rosenblatt. I wonder if Saleh gets a DC job, if he takes Eccles with him, some of these guys as well, maybe even a Sherwood, who knows? I don't know. If you look at Sherwood, it's like, hey, someone wants, Jets want to give him 3 for 18 or 3 for 20 or something in that range where it's like, good linebacker money by not cheaping him out, but he's really only started 12 games, 12 real games here. And I think he's a little up and down. I do think he's a good player and I think he's getting better. But I think those are guys that, again, 2 positions where it'd be really nice to have some continuity again, with an Eccles, with a Sherwood, and be able to, have them on, good value money for them. They'd get paid starter money. These are guys who are day 3 picks. But I just would be careful to what I'm trying to say? I don't think they're guys that I'm like overpaying to keep, but I do think that they're both guys that I'd like to keep. And it would be nice if the Jets were able to just not have more holes than needed, when it comes to this defense specifically.
I think he's an ascending player is why
he's playing a lot more than I think he's never really played that much.
That's what I'm saying.
Spot guy.
He's gotten an opportunity. First off, he's converted safety, so I think he's only going to get better with more reps playing the position. I thought he had the best game of his career yesterday. Like, I thought he was awesome.
Oh, yeah. He was a lot better than Quincy yesterday. Quincy probably played one of the worst games he's played all year, the worst game he's played in 2 or 3 years. I don't know what was going on there. Sherwood. I mean, Quincy's another guy who's going to probably need to get paid. So, it's not that I have like beef with these guys. I like them both. I hope that they're back. I talk about Eccles a lot. He's one of the only guys that actually like has a nose for the football. But yeah, I just would say like that. I think you go into free agency if you're a new GM and you have your number. I feel that way with DJ Reed. I feel with Morgan Moses, Tyler Conklin, guys that are, those veterans that, and Sherwood and Eccles are veterans at this point that you'd like to kind of have some continuity. You'd like to have those higher floor players when you first come in as a new GM, as you start to sculpt the roster in the way you'd like to. I definitely think Sherwood's at the top of the internal list of free agents alongside Morgan Moses. But I'm not giving, Jamie and Sherwood, like Roquan money, but I'm probably, maybe looking in the Blake Cashman range. I think Blake got 3 for 24, in that range, maybe a little bit under that, just because Cashman had 2 years of tape like that, with Houston. Do you get him, again, 3 for 18, 3 for 20? Can you get Sherwood back there? Can you get Brandon Eccles on 1 for 5 with some escalators to bring it to maybe it's 1 for 8 or 9 if he gets a couple picks? Like that's kind of what I'm going to be looking at, maybe more so. I don't know if you feel that way.
I'm with you. I think you don't want to break the bank for a guy like that, but I think
you like to reward someone. He's a homegrown guy he's a homegrown guy who you developed.
There's going to be some new starters in the defense either way. If I could have some continuity year over year, I value that because like next year, like if you keep Sherwood, you got him and Quincy at linebacker. You feel like you're good there. Defensively, we know they need to obviously add someone next to Quinn and just kind of revamp some of the secondary rushers and defensive tackles. But you have Jermaine coming back. That's huge. McDonald's proven he's a really good pass rusher, solid guy that has a very unique skill set versus what Jermaine does. So you got two different types of pass rushers. I like the versatility there. We know Sauce is still Sauce. Michael Carter is still really good. I know he's clearly on a reps count. That's why he played 12 snaps yesterday. Just shut him down if he's that hurt.
I'm not going to get too much into it, but I would just say that the staff has, I think it's not a performance thing.
He's hurt. Yeah. And he's a part of the future. Douglas extended them over the summer. So it's not a bad place to start for any coach with those players under contract for your defense.
Your defense is going to go into next year, theoretically speaking, needing probably an edge. It could be in the veteran market, could be, draft. I'm not, it depends on where the Jets pick and things like that. I think they need one edge. I think probably a guy more like a Jermaine to kind of be a 3-down guy more so, and that Will McDonald can be more of a 2-down guy and really kind of get more in that Bryce Huff role, which is kind of what he was supposed to be playing, where like, hey, I only play 40% of snaps, but like the Jets are leading some games and he's able to be really fresh. Quinn, I think you're going to need at least 2 defensive tackles, a starter and probably a third guy, and then Leonard Taylor is probably your fourth. I think you're going to need probably 1 linebacker, either a third guy or theoretically a starter alongside Quincy, depending on what happens, obviously, as you mentioned with Sherwood. I think CJ Mosley's going to retire. It's a shame. I really, and me and you both feel really strongly about CJ, but I think it might be over. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it might be over. So that's 4 guys right there, probably 2.5 starters. And I think you're going to need a starter at corner, alongside Carter and Sauce. And I think you're going to need at least 1 starter and probably 2 to 3 bodies at safety. Again, these all don't have to be household names. Again, having some real coaching again and having, just some continuity would be great. And offensively, again, I think it's going to be potentially 1 start at right tackle, potentially a tight end, depending on what happens. You need at least a body at tight end, either a tight end 2, or a starter if Conklin and stuff leaves. At least probably 1 starter at receiver, but there's not a lot on the offensive side of football, and then obviously quarterback. So Jets probably need 7 starters. I think, I don't know if my math's correct there. Someone, I'm sure the chat could check me, but I think it's 6 to 7 starters across free agency, draft, trades, etc. At least what I'm kind of thinking, at least out loud.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're talking with Will Parkinson, his podcast, Turn on the Jets, available where you guys get your podcast. Super chat here from Martin, who writes in, the Jets' problem is obvious. We have the absolute worst coaching in the league. Next year's Jets will be so much better. I mean, league average coaching, they're better. And they actually nailed the coaching hire, like Campbell and the Lions, for example. You imagine? Oh, man.
Yeah, by default, Jake. And I won't belabor because I know I sometimes can yap, but like, yeah, by default, man, like just rolling out of bed with like not being the staff, specifically, you know, and I feel bad for Ulbrich. He's been in over his head as an impossible situation, and I misread it. I thought they actually have played a lot of energy, so I don't know that I was wrong there. I guess I thought he'd be a little more prepared. But yeah, new special teams coach, new head coach. Not that this defensive staff isn't good. I think the position coaches do a really good job of developing talent. New O-line coach by default. Again, like I know it sounds crazy, but like by default, just going to like potentially league average at some of these spots, like you're so much better. Like as a team, like imagine like Olu Fashanu with like a good offensive line coach. That'd be cool. That'd be fun to watch.
Wouldn't that be nice? JV writes in, here we go. Aaron Rodgers in 2025 and 2026, get used to it. So JV is a huge Rodgers truther. And, you know, you and I were pretty much aligned, I would say 3 weeks ago, leaning towards, hey, bring Rodgers back with as the bridge and then have, a quarterback behind him that's developing. And then he had the 3-game stretch where he couldn't eclipse over 200 passing yards. You had the athletic story come out, everything that transpired there. Now he plays a really good game yesterday. They don't win, but I don't put that on him at all. How do you view Rodgers' future? Has it changed in your mind at all, or are you still with the idea that he's likely not back next year?
Yeah, I love Rodgers. My favorite quarterback I've ever watched. Way before he was a Jet. It's not that I think it's probably best for both sides that it's over. I look, if Rodgers keeps plays on the 4 really good games and he throws for 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns over the next 4 weeks, which kind of what he did yesterday. Like, sure, maybe it's a different conversation, but if Rodgers is a 44,000 30 touchdown guy, like that's great. I hope he breaks all Fitz's records. That dude's the worst, but yeah, like it just feels like it's over, man. Like I think from Rodgers' point of view too, all I'll say is this, like, and I said this on Flight Plan. Notice the way Rodgers has started to frame things. It feels a heck of a lot like he's going to make them cut him. I don't know, man. Like, just listen to the way, I'm redoing my house. All right, it's not my fault. The Jets want me here. It was, I'll be back. I'm going to play next year. I don't know if I'm going to play. And it's turned into, like, if they want me. And he started taking shots at ownership. He's starting to do a lot of I was here for 1 year. It's not my fault. He's doing a lot of that stuff. Rodgers is very good with his words. And I love him, but it does feel like this is the last 4 games. I think he'd love to get to 17 starts this year and 500 touchdowns and some big records. I think that the Jets' future at quarterback's elsewhere.
He would just have to go out there
and absolutely play unbelievable.
Well, where there's like not much of a debate that he has a legit, like he's clearly their best shot next year. And I don't know.
He's still probably their best shot. That's the thing. But it's not even that he's not. It's just like
it's everything else. And it's the cap ramifications.
It's
and
also the locker room stuff. Like, are some of those guys like, hey, there's just a lot, every week, and maybe I'd kind of rather like to not have the craziness of like what I don't know. I'm just saying, like, maybe for LSI, maybe Rodgers wants to go elsewhere. I don't know. He could say, hey, I'm done here as well. Like, seems like Jay Glazer's report kind of backed up somewhat Zach and Diana said that, like, Woody was very much like, as much as the injuries, everyone else understood it, the coaching staff, maybe even Christopher, but Woody was like, I don't care. Like, you're not playing well. So, I don't know. It feels over. Now I'm not a big fan of just Tyrod being the 17-game starter. I think that's insane. But if it's a rookie or is it, I don't know, there's a million options. Most of them stuck. So it's really frustrating that Rodgers is probably not going to be here just because of the way it's worked out, but it feels pretty close to being done. Again, time will tell, but it feels pretty close to being done.
This will change a million times. But week 1 starter for the New York Jets in 2025, as we sit here on December 9th, 2024, is who, Will?
Oh, man. I'll go Tyrod Taylor's the starter with the Jets trading for – no, I don't want to do that because that's going to make it seem like I have heard none of this. I brought this up in the pod 3 weeks ago. I wonder if someone calls J.J. McCarthy and says, you're going to let Sam Darnold at 27 years old out of the building who's going to throw for 40 touchdowns and 4,500 yards. You don't know about what JJ is. Do the Jets say, like, hey, he'd be QB1 in this class? I won't go that. I'll say it's Tyrod with a rookie, but that doesn't really get me as excited as I'd like to be.
I actually think it's not going to be Tyrod. I think they will trade Tyrod and bring in someone else who's more durable and more built to be a long-term, like season-long starter. Because I think if you start Tyrod, and it's like, oh, we don't want to play the rookie. Well, then Tyrod's going to get hurt 5 games in. The rookie's playing before he's maybe ready. I could see them trading Tyrod to a contender that wants a real backup. And then they'll bring in, Jameis Winston or someone like that for $4 or $5 million. That is what I could see them doing.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. Like, I don't think you're crazy at all, to be honest with you. It's probably a better move, honestly.
Because if Tyrod plays, he's going to get hurt.
Yeah, he's fun. He's not going to turn the ball over, but we have Tyrod Taylor on the injury report. Like, that's what we're looking at.
My intro is going to be like, we have Tyrod Taylor, which
we have the red rifle.
Andy Dalton, man.
That'd be good for your brand.
The red rifle, Dalton, QB1, New York Jets.
Yeah.
He's got to come on the show.
Yeah, got to get him on the show. That's the only way it's good for the brand.
I highlighted this comment here from Curly. It was better quarterback play last year. Now it's better coaching. Curly, you cannot watch the Jets this year and tell me that their biggest problem is not coaching. If this version of Aaron Rodgers was the Jet quarterback last year, they make the playoffs. So what we said last year about better quarterback play is true. And if the Jets
played like last year, they'd be the Steelers this year.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Dude,
it's coaching,
did anyone actually watch Zach Wilson play football? Like, actually, truly, truly watched him? Like, please stop. Rodgers has not been as good as anyone wanted it to be. Totally get it. I'm just as disappointed as everybody. The record is horrible. No one's questioning that. Zach Wilson threw 34 touchdowns his entire Jets career. Rodgers in 13 games has 20 already. Like, what are we doing? Zach Wilson every week, 12 for 29 with 144 yards, 1 interception, and a fumble. And oh my God, man, I can't. It's over. Zach sucked. Please stop. Curly, I love you, but please stop. Rodgers has not been what we all wanted. I understand. The entire Jets season has gone up in flames. The defense, the special teams, everything. The coaching, but please, enough. Zach was horrible. He was the most unsatisfying person to watch play football every week. It was every drive. The quarterback was a huge issue last year. And that was also with the defense was top 5, special teams, top 5. This year, special teams, awful. Defense, middle of the pack at best. Come on.
Hennessy says, on another note, how about them Mets? Hennessy, this is for you. That's how it felt seeing the Jeff Passan tweet last night. Live on the postgame show, by the way.
I felt it.
Yeah, it's just disappointing more than anything else. That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
not really angry. It's just disappointment.
No, it's disappointment for sure. I would just say the one thing and Ben Verlander has been nonstop tweeting about it. Oh, it's at his legacy with the Mets, and he was so upset with the family member thing and all that stuff. Maybe that's part of it. Sure, I'll play the reindeer games. It came down to the fact that Juan Soto, who moments after losing the World Series said, "I'm going where they pay me the most money," and he told the Nationals, and he told the Padres, and he told the Yankees, "I'm going where they pay me the most money." The Mets is a good opportunity for sure. The Mets offered 15 years and essentially $805 million with a $75 million signing bonus. the Yankees offered more years, less money, less of a signing bonus by almost $50 million. It's not that hard to figure out that he was going to take the highest offer. Mets said they were going to give him the highest offer. They did. Good for them. It's awesome for Mets fans for sure. But like, I'm not shocked by it because Soto did exactly what he said he was going to. He's like, I'm going to the highest bidder. And the Mets said, I'm going to outbid by 40 to 50 million, no matter anybody else does. They both did what they said they were going to do. I'm glad the Yankees at least tried to play in that ballpark, I guess, because I didn't think they would even go to 700. Apparently they were at 712 or something, Jake, until yesterday afternoon. They went to 760 and Boris said, you got to up it again. And they said no. And that's it. Like it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over it. It's at the end of the day. Like Soto's a generational hitter. And that's that. I'm not going to do the whole, he is a horrible defender and horrible base runner, but it doesn't matter. He's Ted Williams level hitter, and it's amazing. The Mets fans should be hyped.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much how I feel too. I was actually shocked the Yankees went above 630. So the fact that they were at 760, I was like, I'm not going to kill hell for that. He tried. I mean, Cohen's got more money than anyone. This is what happens. This is what it is.
Yeah. It was the advantage of having the Mets. Like, the advantage of having as your owner. It's good for them.
Fiore with a super chat here. The issue is there's no good plan B. If Vrabel takes the job, I think he'd want Rodgers. These other guys are not better choices. People keep saying that he'd want Rodgers. I don't know if that's true. I don't believe
think
that
they
to
respect
necessarily
for
be the
each
case.
other, but I think that a lot of people I think anyone around the league has respect for Rodgers. He's won 4 MVPs, but I don't know. I don't think Mike Vrabel's job coming here depends on Mike Vrabel coming here depends on years, money,
Control.
Potentially control. I'm not sure. I've heard things on both sides, whether he wants that or not. And Woody's staying out of his way. And at least, especially in the interview process. So if those things happen, there's a good chance he could be the Jets coach. And they could start, like, I don't know, Curley or Greg Rollo or Alon at quarterback. And, like, he'd probably figure it out. If Woody starts meddling in the interview process and they offer Vrabel a crappy deal, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Rodgers would be here for maybe max of 1 year of Vrabel. I think they can make it work, but I really don't think that's the deciding factor.
I do wonder if Rodgers would be willing to take a pay cut again, because then you could lower the dead cap ramifications.
Well, if that's the case, that's another conversation, right? Like I was thinking about that with, as you just mentioned, with like Sherwood and stuff. Like if Tyler Conkling's making $6 million a year as opposed to 10, you're probably more inclined to want to keep him. If DJ Reed was looking for 15, not 22, theoretically, probably more inclined that he has a better shot to keep him. Like Rodgers, same thing. Some of these guys, like that's, it depends on what they want to get paid. And Rodgers he already took a pay cut. I doubt it, but I guess that's if no one else wants him, does he have a choice?
That's what I'm saying. If he wants to play and Vrabel hypothetically is like, we want you, but we can't do it at this number, you got to lower your. You got to lower your contract so we're not stuck with a $63 million dead cap hit if we move off of you in 2026. Like, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm fully on the same page with you. I actually think that's probably the
best case scenario, right? Mike Vrabel with Rodgers on a rework contract, and then every side gets what they want. Rodgers gets to play for a real coach.
If the Jets don't have to owe $63 million in dead cap, like that certainly changes the conversation.
Yep. And look, he did it once, so I don't know if he'd want to do it again. Maybe he hates Woody so much. He's like, I'm not taking another pay cut. Like, no way. I don't know. But like
is Woody headed to Slovenia or Ukraine or one of those places?
I'm hearing India. He's a big fan of the curry there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, so we'll see. He liked the tea and crumpets in the UK, but he wants some new cuisine this time around.
Yeah, he's looking for new things.
Curly with a super chat, not saying Zach is good, saying we make excuses for this franchise. Next season, the excuse will be it's year one of the new regime. All excuses, no break. Curly, a couple things here. I get your frustration. I really do. But there's a difference between excuses and reasons. My job on this show is to give opinions. Will gives opinions on his podcast. We talk about the Jets every day. We talk about these games and why they're losing games. If you don't think coaching is a big reason, I don't know what to tell you. It's not making an excuse. We're telling you what the issues are, and then we give our summation on what we believe would make sense for them to try and figure it out, right? That's what we do here. So we're not making excuses when we blame the coaching. I don't know if you're a fan, or you could watch the game and not feel like the coaching staff has completely held back this team from being better than 3-10. That's what we're saying. No one's making excuses. It's a joke, and they should be fired. And guess what? The head coach has already been fired. The GM has already been fired. And what's left of the front office and coaching staff, they're all going to be fired too in 4 weeks. But Let's not act like we're making excuses here by pointing out the glaring weakness of the coaching staff. That's not making an excuse. Last year, the glaring weakness was the quarterback situation. That was true. No one's giving the Jets a pass here. We're not making excuses. We're giving you reasons why they suck. And hopefully, if they get it right, they actually can stop sucking and we can be talking about, making the playoffs this time next year instead of, looking ahead to who the next GM coach is and where they're picking in the draft for a change.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. Point blank. I don't even have anything to add there. That was extremely well put.
Curly says, I wish I could be fired. Well, I'll tell you what I could do for you, Curly. All right? I could put you in the hole. Not because you've been bad, because I just think you've had too much internet today. So we'll see you in 24 hours.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
ESPN is currently one of your employers is currently has Mina Kimes on NFL Live as a Simpsons character. Did I miss something? Oh no, you're muted, Jake. Well, I am now hosting the Jake Asman Show. We have Curly. Oh, okay. All right, that makes more sense. We are good now.
Am I on?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We have Curly.
Curly broke my show here. I sent him to the hole, and then my browser froze. So I'm on my phone right now. So now I got to restart my browser. Curly, I despise you for what you've done to me here. All right, I put this all on you. I actually think the Jets aren't the problem. You're the problem for making me shift to my phone here. You hacked me. You destroyed my browser. Now it's reloading. What a disaster. Stand by here.
Willie Phillips, Jake Asman. What a combo.
Lily Phillip, who wrote that?
No, I just was joking.
Oh, POV? I see what you did there, you dog.
Yeah.
It's a deep cut for those of you who got that one. Anyway, hold on.
As deep of a cut as it gets. Someone say 101 deep cuts.
Am I back?
You're back.
There's two of me. Hold on.
He's back.
Where's the other one? There it is. All right. We're back. There we go. Damn you, Curly. You bum. Anyway. JV says, I love Aaron Rodgers. 2025, 2026. Hey, look, I love Rodgers. It hasn't worked, JV. Stop being a truther. All right. All you Wilson truthers, we killed you for that. And now we can't have Rodgers truthers either. Why don't we just be Jet fans and objectively talk about what our eyes are telling us?
So brutal.
Will, do you have time for a couple calls?
I have time for one call because then, as we were talking about before, I'm not getting another. We got a counter offer, baby. We got a counter.
Ooh, big negotiations.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's say hello to Philly Noodles. Philly, what do you got?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yo.
Yeah, it's killing me with the AR thing. It's like we all wanted it to work. It's like one of those things you just rip the Band-Aid, keep it moving. I mean, it's life. The only sucky part is Devontae coming with it because Devontae with Wilson, with any QB next year, poses a threat. You lose that, now you have to fill that threat again. And how do we do that? The draft? I don't know. There's no.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
The Jets pick third, right? Let's just say the Raiders and Giants go first and second. They go quarterback.
Yeah.
You taking Travis Hunter?
Oh, I mean, it's. I'm probably doing it. If I'm the GM, I'm saying I got to do it. It's a spicy take, but I got to do it because if I trade back, that's what somebody would even come up for. Is Travis? So you either pull the trigger, take Travis, and that's that. But I don't think we obviously
have receiver and corner, right? Then you got your.
I say, damn, I got that. And if let's say all else doesn't fail, here's my hot take: I don't take Mason Graham unless I just grab another D tackle somewhere else. I want that kid out of Penn State, that tight end. He's nasty.
Oh, you want Tyler Warren? Ooh, interesting.
Yes. And I say it's a year after removed from the Bowers takes, but it's the fact that the kid does everything. And he blocks hard like Kittle. So I want that on my team. That I want on my team. And if I can get him, if you trade down, if you come back in, jump in and grab him late, because that's where he's going to be projected. He's going to land to somebody. Kansas City takes him. Wild bet. And they let Kelsey roll out his last 2 seasons, and then they roll this kid in. We'll shoot ourselves if that happens, right? Like, I don't want something like that to happen. But I think spicy take that kid if you can. Travis Hunter, that's a great Will. That's if we're sitting there, that's nasty.
I texted in our group chat and said I woke up from a dream where the Jets had Mike Vrabel, Josh McCown, Jim Leonard as their staff, and they got Travis Hunter. And I said none of this will happen, but at the end of the day, that would be pretty cool.
And quick question, I'm not sure out of all the candidates between Vrabel, Flores, whoever, what defenses do they run historically? Because
Vrabel will be Vrabel and Flores are gonna be a lot of that kind of more of that pat stuff, a lot of cover one, a lot of man. They blitz, they want to blitz, they want to, the Titans were a little different. Vrabel won't plays, whereas and remember he was not that he was Travis Hunter, but this guy was catching touchdowns in the Super Bowl as well. Flores is going to be like, we're going to just throttle you with pressure. Our corner's going to have to play man. They're going to have to be able to move and run, play a lot of bump and run. In terms of some of the other guys, Aaron Glenn, a lot of the same thing. Like a lot of these guys right now are like, hey, we're going to try to get to the quarterback, throw some exotic blitzes at you. Our corners want to play bump and run, get physical with you, and our safeties need to cover ground. And like the way the Lions played football and the way the Vikings play, like those safeties will come up and hit you. So safety is going to be a pretty big need if the Jets.
I was going to say then that's glaring.
If the Jets will win a couple of games, maybe Malachi starts some of the conversation and in the early teens, but I don't think they're winning 3 or 4 games here. So hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah. No, yeah. Pray for losses, but it's like it's so nasty to see it happen if it does. I don't know. I was fucking pissed yesterday. They're good.
Yeah. Oh man.
But thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Philly Noodles, everyone. Will, appreciate you hopping on.
Thanks so much, guys. Go Vols, baby. Cortland choked yesterday. 4 minutes to go. Hadn't lost in 2 years. In the snow at home. Punted down to the 2-yard line of Springfield. Gave up a 98-yard, 12-play drive in Jets fashion. All run plays. Disaster.
What round of the playoffs are they in?
That was a Sweet 16. And
wow, the national champs down at home in the Sweet 16.
12-play, 98-yard drive, 12 runs, and milked off 5 minutes off the clock and lost 40-29. Disaster.
Damn.
It's all right. You know what, man? Yeah, this is not a good weekend. We'll be back. It will figure it out at some point.
It can only go up from here for you.
Yeah, we'll make it work. But no, I appreciate it. Next week I will be on time. There will be no excuses.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Will Parkinson, Will Pa 11 on Twitter. Turn on the Jets, the podcast. Subscribe to it there. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're seeking more memberships right now. I'm gonna call the list of names. We'll do it tomorrow. We're pretty close. We'll do the giveaway tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. If you have any prize suggestions that you'd be interested for a giveaway, let me know. We're going to do merch store stuff, jerseys. We got some signed memorabilia we'll be giving away too. Do it all month long for the season of giving here on the show. Appreciate all the support from everyone on the channel. Henny with a super chat. A-Rod costs too much to bring back for the production. Can bring in Fields for 75% less and more talent with the money saved. And re-sign Adams, please. It's easy to say re-sign Adams. I think it's a lot harder to do if Aaron Rodgers is not here. Not saying you don't try. I talked about this last week. I think he's a good player. He's a perfect number 2 receiver. He still has the ability to play at a high level. I would try and keep Devontae. But I think he's going to want to go somewhere else if Rodgers is not here. But I could be wrong. Money talks. See if the Jets want him. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Before we bring on our next caller, how about a quick message from the combination of Rob and Neil, who had a fine lunch today on Long Island.
Jake, this is for you and the Asmaniacs. We're here. Christmas cheer to all. And bring back Aaron freaking Rodgers.
And then go over here with the video, look. And say we're at a special table. Look, the table has... There it is.
There it is. The meal of all meals at the Joe Namath table. Rob?
Hey, what's going on, Jake? Jake,
hello?
I need to, oh, can you hear me?
Oh, the delay is an all-timer. Here we go.
Are you okay now? What about now? Okay, I need the big screen, Jake. We got to set the record straight here. I love my Goomba, Neil, but he's kind of exaggerating with some things that he's saying. We went there to Vincent's, and I ordered a chicken Caesar wrap. And Neil looked at me. Are you kidding me? You came here to order chicken salad wrap, chicken Caesar wrap, excuse me. And I said, well, something light. And he goes, you come here and you order pasta. So I was like, yeah, but it's too much. And he goes, you can have it today for dinner. So I said, okay, Neil, I'll take a chicken. I'll take a pasta. And then all of a sudden, that's when they gave me the ingredients of meatballs, sausage, shrimp, or chicken. And I was like, you know what? In honor of Gary, we will do chicken and pasta. So we ordered that. Now, the proof that I'm not this big cavone like Neil thinks, that I eat these big bowls of pasta and bread and butter down to the plate and stuff. Here is Jake. If you look here, you'll see it in a minute.
This is electric.
Hold up. Here, if you look here, I ate about 3 or 4 bites. I ate about 3 or 4 bites of the pasta.
What a camera angle.
Look, I'm sorry about that, buddy. I mean, it wasn't showing it the other way. But if you see, confirm it that it's about 90% of my pasta still left. So this big thing that I eat down to the plate and all, my Goomba's exaggerating. Shame on you, Goomba. But outside of that,
Did you hit it? Hey, Jake, tell Gary, chicken and pasta. Here we go. That's for you, Gary. Yummy.
Wait, we're going to get some gas station pizza now. Bye.
What a call from Rob. Incredible. I'm glad you two had a great meal. Oh, my God. All right. Rob's going. He's doing the Bobby Bindai. He wants back in. Hello, Rob.
I'm sorry. I got to say one thing now on a jet take here.
Oh, here we go.
Yep. I'm sorry, buddy, but I have to say it. I love what Beningo said today. You know that I was heading here. I make no bones that if, and it's true what you say, if the next 3 or 4 games, Aaron Rodgers has a good showing. Now, it doesn't have to be 330 yards every game and 2 or 3 touchdowns, but a good showing. 250, 260, 270, 2 touchdowns. Not many to none picks. And you're right about one thing. If he reduces his salary, he's willing to do that. And Vrabel comes in, you're damn right I want to see that. Because more and more people are talking about this Justin Fields crap. And I tell you, I could not stomach watching Justin Fields, who throwingly does not even average a touchdown a game. And more people are mentioning his name.
Oh, he's gotten better every year. I mean, he's not just a pocket quarterback. You would have to have an offensive coordinator that could, play to his mobility.
That's my point, Jake. That's my point. Because look, we all say that Tomlin's a phenomenal coach. Agreed? Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as soon as Russell Wilson got healthy, Justin Fields had the team 4-2. Not terrible, but he had the team 4-2 with 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, and like I said, averaging 122 yards a game. This, to me, is not the best case bridge scenario as a quarterback, to me. I'm sorry to say this, but if Rodgers is gone, I'd rather have a semi-gunslinger like Andy Dalton. And I won't say Jameis because I think he makes too many mistakes. But if it was Jameis, then so be it. as long as Vrabel can minimize all the picks like Parcells did for Vinny. Vinny, he threw so many picks, but now here's Parcells, and he fixes Vinny in 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and we're heading to the championship game. So I would take that if need be. But I really don't want to see Justin Fields the whole year. I really don't think he's the answer. I'm praying that it's Rodgers. I know we need to see more, Jake, and maybe if he reduces his salary, he'll come back. Call me an optimist, but I would like to see them run it back one more time under a competent coach, not these jokers that we've had. And I guarantee you, after 2 years of getting healthy and a new plan with a good head coach, I think Rodgers would look a lot better next year under a competent coach. And that's my 2 cents. Me and Goomba, we had a great time. I love Neil. You know that. And Gary, chicken and pasta is fucking good. I enjoyed it. And let me tell you, I'm as Italian as it gets, okay? My parents were born in Italy, the whole 9 yards. My ex-wife was born in Italy. And let me tell you, you're right. I've never had chicken and pasta on top of each other, mixed in. And I tell you, today was the first time. It was fucking delicious. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. That's all I got, Jake.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Incredible. What a call. Board Fat, 5-spot, channel memberships, hit it.
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it.
Wow. All right, here we go. 5 days for Board Fat. We'll update the raffle list. I think we're 20 away. 19 away. We needed 30. We've added 11 during the show. Crunching numbers. Sour Diesel, Alex G, Fab5, Dur F1, and Christopher Phillips. Board Fat. You might be bored. You might be fat. But we know you're rich, and we thank you for supporting the show. Let's get Board Fat's name in here. First time Board Fat is gifted since we did the new list of names. Board Fat, you're on for 5. Thank you, sir. All right. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in. Billy M gifted another channel membership. Let's go, Billy. Your membership went to David Guron. That's awesome. Shout out to you, Billy. All right, hit the like button. As you can see by my hat, we're presented today by my friends at Huga House. Get yourself a hat, 15% off when you use code Asman at checkout. Code Asman at checkout, HUEGAhouse.com. Get the hat I'm wearing. Get any of the hats from Huga House. Rodgers rocks it. A bunch of Jet players do as well. HUEGAhouse.com. If you don't remember how to go to the website based on me saying it, just click the link I have in the description, and you can check it out for yourself. They also have winter hats they just announced as well. So if you want a new beanie for the holiday season, check that out. HugaHouse.com. Promo code Asman at checkout. All right, more of your calls right now. We say hello to PBM. Hello, Mike. You're on mute, Mike. We cannot hear you.
Oh, shit. That was quick. I just got to say, shout out to Steve Cohen, baby.
Yes.
I love you, Uncle Steve.
You should.
There's a new Batman in Gotham, and it's Uncle Steve.
Now you got to win. You realize that, right? You didn't win anything yet.
So, just like with the Jets when we got Rodgers, at least I have the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the Mets, at least I have the offseason.
Well, you have 15. You also have 15 years of Soto. With Rodgers, we thought, hey, maybe 2, 3.
Yep. And the last time one of my guys got 15 years was Rick DiPietro. It didn't work out very well.
Yeah, but it was good for us radio fans. It's provided a quality morning show, at least.
Yeah, I was all over the radio on ESPN New York today. Did you listen to the rejoins?
No, I didn't. But I listened to the best of DNR, and I didn't hear your rejoin.
Every rejoin today on ESPN New York with Soto, they played me going crazy on DNR this morning.
Look at you knowing how to cut a promo.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit! I made it the first time I was ever a promo.
You deserve it, Mike. You're a quality sports radio caller. I've always told you that.
Yeah, hopefully our teams will match the quality.
Well, the Mets were good this year. The Yankees were in the World Series. The Knicks are a legit contender. The Rangers were in the conference finals. It's just the football that's been an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah. Well, we haven't had a championship since the Giants, so hopefully we can change that at some point.
Wow, the lack of respect to the New York Liberty and NYCFC.
Yeah, that doesn't count. It doesn't. First of all, who watches soccer? And not to shame the WNBA, but there's 8 teams or 6 teams? You have a 20% chance at winning or whatever? Like, come on, that
There might be more than that, but I don't know how many teams there are.
I think there's 6 or 8 teams.
There's more than 6.
15,
How many WNBA teams are there?
it's either 6 or 8.
There's 12 now.
12. Yeah, all right. So it's still kind of like it's like when the Rangers won their cups, they were one of 6 teams. Like, yeah, you had a 20% chance. So, whatever. Who cares? Not one of the major sports.
Any other thoughts, Mike? Are you going to get out of the darkness anytime soon?
Yeah, at some point. I just like the mood. I got the tree. I got the dog. So
apparently,
what happened?
Curly from the hole striked again. Mike's gone. What happened to you, Mike? You couldn't handle the spotlight? What happened? How did Mike do on the Mike show? It looked like he choked. I was gone for 10 seconds and he already left. Man, bad job by Purple Belt Mike. That's why you're a caller, not a host, buddy. That's why you're a caller, not a host. Where'd you go?
I went to turn my phone to see if it was my phone, and I hit the X button and hung up.
Oh, my internet's been bad today. It's knocked me out twice. I'm blaming Curly.
I thought it was my phone. I was like, oh, shit, maybe my phone froze. I don't know.
All right, well, it's good to see you in the light.
Yeah, my wife turned on the light, so now the lights are on.
Do you call her Mrs. PBM?
Her Twitter handle is Mrs. PBM.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
Yep.
Well, you have a great day, all right?
Yep. Enjoy. Let's go Mets, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Belt Mike. Nice to see him smile, even though I'm not a Met fan. And just like the Rick DiPietro contract, I hope the Soto contract for all you Met fans is just as bad. He ain't a Yankee. I don't got to root for him anymore. NYC to SRQ. Support Jake. Hit that like button. Thank you, NYC. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, I know what we need right now after he electrified the Asmaniacs this morning with a song they'll be talking about for, I would argue, decades to come. You know what? I take it back. Centuries to come. It is time to say hello to one man and one man only.
Oh, no. Centuries to come. That was funny. That was pretty good. I like that. Well, we got to give some nice things to the people after this season, huh?
I know. It's been a nightmare.
Gotta give good gifts, like people giving you gifts. I give a gift too.
It's gift of
money,
song.
It's a song. Yeah, it's a song. I'm not rich like you are. I'm poor right now. But I'm working on it. I'm going to try to get my job back at the Halloween.
How's the diet going?
Doing good. I'm not going to tell you till Tuesday. Tomorrow night, you wait.
Are you walking? Are we getting steps in? Are we eating healthy?
I'm eating healthy and walking. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm. I'll weigh in tomorrow at Nick's show. I think it's 10 o'clock. It goes on. Yeah.
Are you getting topless on the air?
No, not topless on the air. I wait in the bathroom, then I give him a picture, and then he sees it.
So there's photo proof is what you're saying?
Yeah, photo proof, yes. I have a scale in the bathroom, yes.
I see.
Mm-hmm. So we'll wait until tomorrow. I tell Nick called me before I told him wait till tomorrow night.
Are you avoiding butter? Or are you eating just protein?
No, I'm eating butter and protein.
I think the butter's holding you back.
No, it's not.
I think it is.
It's making me poop like poop.
Did you just say it's making you poop like poop?
Yeah, really bad, I tell you.
I don't think that makes sense.
Makes you poop a lot.
The butter does?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Because it's mostly fat right there. So.
And
if you're drinking water, no soda.
That's right. And no eating late.
No, I haven't eaten late. No, earlier. And then I've taken my medicine, the medicine I have to take every day, Lasix, which makes me pee like a racehorse.
Well, yeah. There was a video of you peeing, but you tried to blackmail me for $40 to play it, which I refuse.
No, don't worry about it. It was a joke.
I don't think it was a joke.
It was a joke.
No, I think you were serious.
I apologize for this already. I did apologize.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a joke.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a joke. It was, everybody asks me to tell you I want. Well, Rob V said I should get more profits of the other video.
How much more do you want for a video that Gator did all the work in?
Well, I did the falling down on my fat ass.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be as funny if there weren't sound effects and explosions.
Oh no!
Well,
it'd be quite sad actually if we just played it with nothing. You falling down, it's actually funny because of what Gator did. Gator didn't get a cut.
I know Rob V said it, not me. I didn't say it.
It sounds like Rob V is getting you to be very greedy.
Well, you know, I'm a capitalist fish. Yeah. All right, so you have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.
Too
bad about Juan Soto, greedy idiot. I'm glad that we didn't sign him.
Juan Soto's more greedy than you.
No, he's more greedy than I am, but I'm happy that we didn't sign him. We could get better players.
Rob B says, damn, Jake, why are you throwing me under the bus? I'm just trying to connect the dots here, Rob V. I'm not making any accusations. I'm just saying it sounds like, Rob V, you've had quite the influence on Bobby's greedy tendencies of late.
Well, he did.
Care to respond, Rob V? It's an open forum.
Well, he typed it in the chat before that I should ask for more. You should pay me every time you play that video. That's what he said. I didn't say anything. But
Tom A says Bobby went to the Juan Soto School of Negotiation.
Tom A, you're funny. But, at least you're a man of your word, Jake. That's for sure.
I told you I was going to pay you, and I did. I gave you a nice bonus.
Yes. Some other people.
All right. I'm not the Mets. I'm a small market team here. All right. I'm the Kansas
City. You're a big fish in a big pool.
I'm not. I'm a small market team.
Okay, we'll see. The Yankees should have. Well, they get better players after that.
We'll see how they spend the money they now have to make moves.
Well, we need a third baseman. Definitely, we need a third baseman and a first baseman.
Yes.
Yeah, and more pitching too.
Can always use more pitching.
I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need a relief pitcher too. Definitely. Mm-hmm. All right, so you enjoy your night, stay warm. It's raining up here. It's like freezing rain up here. It's probably nice and warm where you are, right?
It is not warm where I am.
How cold is it?
It's winter.
No winter night yet. Nope. It is.
It's 49 degrees where I am in New York right now.
We got 20. Let's see. It's the 9th. We got like 12 more days into the first day of winter. Then it's the shortest day of the year. Then the days get longer and longer.
Are you excited?
Yes. Then we could wait till March, and then the days get longer and longer. You can't really see off the bat, but when March comes around, you see it. Plus, I told you I go through the sports calendar. Football playoffs, right?
Yep.
Super Bowl in February.
Mm-hmm.
And Daytona 500 and spring training.
I see.
So that's how we get through this ugly winter time. Ugh. We still got more snow to come here in Vermont.
I'm excited for March, but not for the reasons you outlined.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah.
The first ever Asmaniac Madness tournament.
That'd be funny as hell.
Oh, yeah.
That would be, I like that part. Yeah. All right. So tomorrow you got, is it with Robbie Sable tomorrow? Right?
Maybe it is.
Well, yes, he is.
Would you like to respond to the accusation here from Una Too Cold that says Bobby pees with his pants around his ankle?
Well, it's true. I'm short. Thank you very much. Una Too Cold. Thank you. You're a nice guy, Una Too Cold.
But why do you have to drop? I think he's saying, why do you have to drop your pants to your ankles?
Well, because first of all, sweatpants don't have holes in them, knucklehead. That's
I see.
Sure. And if I had regular pants on, maybe yes, I didn't have to do that.
Now, to be clear, you're no longer asking for $40 to play the video.
Why not?
You're not. You were just kidding, right?
Oh, you're gonna play it again?
Well, I want to evaluate the tape, but I'm not playing it if I'm being charged $40 to do so.
Oh, well, play whenever you want.
All right. That's on the record, everyone. Take that, Rob V.
Bob, you did great. Let's go.
Still coming out.
How is it still coming out? It's been 5 minutes.
Oh, well.
Oh, he's gone. Damn. I wanted him to weigh in. All right, Bob. That's how you negotiate, Rob V. All right, I was being blackmailed for $40 over the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls before we wrap up this show. Can you tell the Jets are 3-10? Let's say hello to NYC, who's next. What's up, man?
Hey, Jake, I want to make it quick. I'm just finishing dinner. So Bobby is a class act. I must say he's definitely one of my favorites on your calls. Rob and Daniil are definitely my favorites, and same thing with King Lowski. I believe yesterday when I was listening to the call yesterday, said they were supposed to go to Chili's today, not.
Yeah, there was an audible. There was a change. Neil didn't want the Chili's. He wanted the full, authentic Italian experience. I was looking forward to the Chili's lunch.
Yeah, I was looking forward to Chili's as well. So I thought it was pretty funny how they went to a different restaurant. Don't name it Stable. So, but Rob, definitely a great act as well. And but just I want to go back to that with my the day in regards to Aaron Rodgers and stating that he needs to play at an MVP level. I want to retract that. I think if he plays comfortable, right, and he plays the way he played yesterday, I'm willing to keep him on board as long as he's willing to take a pay cut, and then at the same time keeping number 17 on board as well. So, and then bringing on Vrabel, right? Vrabel, that's what his name is. Vrabel, right? I forget his name.
It's with a V, V-R-A.
Yeah,
Vrabel.
Sorry, yeah, Vrabel. So I had too much alcohol this afternoon. So, and then or Flores, one of those two. I think if Flores comes aboard, I think he'll try to bring his quarterback from Minnesota in. I don't think he'll sign with the Jets unless the Jets offer him a lucrative deal. But I like Flores coming in as well. So I'll leave it at that. But love listening to your show. Bobby Midnight is definitely my favorite. So when he's on, it's always a laugh. So I hope people don't make fun of him because the way he is. He's just a cool guy. And he just makes things funny. So, and I appreciate you making those videos because it's really funny. So I'll leave it at that. Have a good night, Jake, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Good call, NYC. I mean, Bobby's 1 of 1. That's why he might be the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. But we got quite the competition. Joe the Jet says, with all this losing, does Garrett leave? Not yet. I think you got to pay him, though. And I think you got to really get these hires right. I don't think he's leaving yet, though. I think you got to extend him now. or when they're eligible to do so at the end of the season. Now, look, the pronunciation that we just heard there from Mike Vrabel was a good one. But it's not quite as good as the Peter Castro version.
We got to get rid of Yolbrick and then go after Gabriel first. Then I want Queensberry. Got to look at the monkey guy. I like Flo Knees. And maybe Slow Dick in Houston is the answer.
Slow Dick in Houston, man. That's the guy. All right. You heard it from Castro. I see the chat is debating the merits of Olive Garden. Let me tell you, if you want an authentic Italian meal in New York City, you got to go to the Times Square Olive Garden. All right? Get some salad, some breadsticks. You'll experience greatness. The Jets are going to wine and dine Mike Roble there. And they're trying to hire him. All right, last chance to get in here. Got about, I don't know, maybe 9 minutes left. Do a 90-minute show here, or I can end it early. Quick update on memberships. If you want a raffle ticket, we are 7 away from hitting the number. Then I'll add everyone who gifted a membership to the bucket. And we'll pick some winners. We got the 2 jerseys right here, the Quinnen. Big number 95, Big Q. And then the Braylon Allen jersey. There we go. It's all happening, baby. All right. Let's see. My call screen is not working right now. This is dangerous. Uh-oh. Hold on. I got to reset my browser.
Much really cared for me.
So, whatever. Who cares?
I don't know. I tell you, I got to keep my eye on you, Jake. Every time I get on that phone, I mean, you put me back on listening to my conversation. These are private conversations, and it might be a lady. You know, it's not always Neil like you think. I was actually speaking to this new woman that I'm talking to right now. That's who it actually was. I was texting her, to be honest with you. I just met her, a pretty girl. But it wasn't Neil this time. I can show you the text if you don't believe me. You're going to leave me on the big screen? You're going to let me stew in an embarrassment here? I'll be like Bobby Midnight. Jake, get me off the big screen. How many new women do you have, Rob? 3. And that's a true story. Yes, that's true, Tom Ace. You're very sharp. That's what I do. I tell you, it might sound embarrassing, but you know what? It's kind of like what Jake says. I scout everything. I critique, and I say to myself, could I have used a better answer for Jake? So the next time, you know, everything's on par, you know, but you have to watch it a couple of times. Jake's show is that good, and I watch it. Alan, shut the fuck up. Thank you. Here's my other Kumba, Peter Castro. Peter, buddy, Vrabel, buddy. That's who we want. That's who we want. Trust me, buddy. Rob channeling 1982, David Lee Roth. I like David Lee Roth. I do like David Lee Roth. I'm okay with that. Did Rob show her his? Not yet. Not yet. We're not to that stage yet. We're not to that stage. I just met these women. Just trying to figure out who's the best out of these 3. But, I mean, a little at a time. I mean, I don't have to pick one. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Ryan. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it, buddy. You're good people. What else we got here? My fellow Paisan, Big Rob. Oh, thank you. I'm your idol. I don't know about that. I met you, Rob. You're good people, buddy. You're good people. Okay. Does said woman cook better than Olive Garden? Yeah, Olive Garden is trash. Anyone who thinks that the Olive Garden is real, authentic Italian food should get their head examined. Vincent's is a lot better, and there's a lot better places than Vincent's, but Vincent's is very good, solid. So yes. Why not all three at once? You know what, Purple? Why not? I'm not going to argue with you. What else we got here? Rob, I heard all three women watch the Jake Asman show. No, I'm glad that you remind me, Bonesy. Actually, Jake, the couple that was sitting right near me and Goomba there was a guy, Pete from Syosset, and we told him about you, and he said he's going to call in. His name is Pete from Syosset. He was with his beautiful girlfriend, Laura. We were actually like kind of funning with him for him to buy a ring for his girlfriend, and she was kidding around. Oh, help me. It was really, really funny. But this guy, Pete from Syosset, if he calls, it's because of me and Neil. We told him to call your show. He is a big-time Jet fan. What else we got here? What did Neil have for lunch? Neil had lobster bisque soup, and Neil had clams. And then we had a thing called shrimp, like these shrimp balls, all full of shrimp, and we put alavaca sauce on it, and it was tasty. That was Neil's suggestion, and it was very good, very good. Are you hiring the 33rd team to help choose a woman? Nah, I can handle that on my own. I don't think I need them. I do okay. I'm pretty good. Rob, who is your favorite character on The Sopranos? Well, you know who my favorite is. James, the head guy, man, the head Goomba. You got to be the head guy. Okay, is that Rob? I hear knocking on the top 10 for December. I hope. Come on, guys. I need your help. I hope. I'll take it. Big Rob slanging the thing. Oh, you guys are funny. I'm loving this. I'm loving this attention. Flores or Vrabel? I'm okay with Flores. I mean, if he was like third or fourth on the list, I'm okay with him. But Vrabel would definitely be one for me. I know I have a short list. I want Vrabel. I think he could really turn this team around. And you know what? It's kind of what Beningo and everyone else said. If we hire Vrabel, nobody's going to say anything bad. There's not going to be anyone saying like, oh, we hired this stiff. If we hire Flores, people are going to say things. Some will be good, some will be bad. So that's my opinion on that. What else? Anything else? Rob is Def getting his freaky on. Hell yeah. You know that shit. Purple, we met that time in New York. Remember? You're a cool dude. I remember you. You're married right now, so you don't get down anymore. But it's all good. It's all good. Who paid the bill? Did you wrestle for it? Well, I'll say this. I put in a little, but Neil, being the rich man that he is, he put in more. But I put in my 2 cents. It was fair. Where's Jake? I don't know. He left me to run the show now. He said he's going to send me a cut. What do we got here? Rob, who is sad face in the door? Watch in case someone wants to whack you. Nobody's going to whack me. They wouldn't F with me. Believe me, they wouldn't. What else we got here? I got to read this. I got to put my glasses on. Rob, who sat facing the door at lunch? Always got to keep an eye on the entrance. Well, you know me. I look out for my Goomba. I'm like his bodyguard. Anybody F's with Neil, then they got to come through me. And it's probably not good news. Okay, Rob, what can you tell us about Riz? Riz. I'm not familiar with Riz. Who are we talking about? Okay, Rob, thoughts on you, three-way hosting, the upcoming OG podcast. Neil, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. They're a little older than me, and they have more experience than I do, and they saw the Jets championship back in the day. I never saw any of that. But, yeah, I would love that. The 3 Goombas, that would be fantastic. Okay, Rob, who is the window behind you? Nobody. I mean, just it's where I live. It's, it's all good. Rob, the lamp is crooked. Nah, you're not going to get me on that. I saw that episode. But you know what? It is a little crooked. You're actually right. There we go. But I did see that Bobby episode. Okay, Rob, how do I ask out the girl? Like, we can do this on an email, Horton. Send me an email, and I'll help you out, bud. Okay, Gator, here's my boy, Gator. Can you look up and say, hi, Grandpa Munster? It's me, Eddie. No, I ain't saying that shit. I don't like Eddie from the Munsters. That's not happening, brother. Hell no. And that better not be my new intro, Eddie Munster. Who's your favorite Jet, Rob? I don't know if I have a favorite right now. I have favorites, but it probably wouldn't be just one guy. It would definitely be, obviously, Garrett Wilson. I like Brees a lot. I like Quinnen. I like Quincy. And I do like Aaron. I mean, regardless that he's not up to par and he's not, I'm hoping he has a good showing and he comes back next year. Because to be honest with you, we have not seen a quarterback, even regardless that he's not what he used to be, it's still the best that we've seen in a long time. For me, it's like Chad Pennington was the last really good quarterback for me. Okay, Rob giving me date advice over email has me dying laughing. Okay. Okay, Rob, what's your favorite Italian dish? I love veal. Veal is my all-time favorite. I love veal scallopini. Veal is my favorite, hands down. I love food. Rob, I did that already. Rob, tell us your favorite position on offense and defense. On defense, obviously, I love edge rush and sacking the quarterback and beating the snot out of him. And as far as offense, I guess quarterback or wide receiver, but I like running back. I don't have one favorite position in offense. I'd like a combination of 2 or 3, to be honest with you. And I'm hoping also that we get the guy from Penn State, the tight end, Warner. Rob, where is Hoffa's body? The Giants Stadium was the most. If I tell you that, then I'm in jail, right? I can't tell secrets like that. You know that when you're in, you don't divulge stuff like that. What else? What do we got? Okay, I got many favorite positions. I'm sure you do, Bill. I'm sure you do. Okay, confirm Rob loves the edge. Yes, I love the edge. Okay, what's your go-to pickup lineup? I don't know. It depends, Purple. I mean, you got to kind of feel out the process. I don't think there's just one particular thing that you say. If you get the feel and a woman's vibes and stuff, and then when you can obviously go in for a kiss, ask for a phone number, or she's not for you and you walk away. I mean, I don't think there's one set way. I really don't. What else? Okay, Rob, is there a test you use on dates that tells you she is the one? Buddy, there hasn't been the one in a long time, so I'm still kind of searching for it. It's kind of like that U2 song. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. So I don't know right now. I don't know. Where did Jake go? I don't know. Maybe he went to the toilet. Maybe he went over Bobby Midnight's house, and he wants me to take over.
Bob, you did great. Let's go.
Still coming out.
How is it still coming out? It's been 5 minutes.
Oh, well. And the pet food.
Ooh. Bobby, are you okay, buddy? Oh, my God. He really had to go. So Any other questions, or are we good, guys?
Did you hit it? Hey, Jake, tell Gary, chicken and pasta. Here we go. That's for you, Gary. Yummy.
Wait, we're going to get some gas station pizza now. Bye.
What a job by Rob. Hey, Purple Belt Mike, take some notes. That's how you guest host the show. Look, I have no say in the voting process for the top 10 that comes out every month, but that's how you get in the top 10 with calls like that. Shout out to you, Rob. Well done, sir. Good luck with the dates. You player. Big fella, he's in for 5 memberships for the Braylon Allen jersey. Big fella, you got it, brother. Let's freaking go. Every membership gifted is an entry, and every $20 super chat is 5, which is the equivalent of gifting 5 memberships, which is exactly what the great Rick Kent just did.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
All right, let's see who got Rick's memberships here. Rick, you're the man. Appreciate you as always. I know Rick's in a jolly mood as a huge Mets fan. Kevin Hayes, Brian Hilario, Mike Mastando, Tom Murray, and Kickin' Pickles. Rick getting a huge shout out from Joe B this morning, too, on the first show. That was a big-time hosting performance by Rob. Love to see it. I mean, that's one of the best guest hosting performances we've had in a long time on this show. I'm trying to think of who else has done it. I know Bobby's done it a handful of times. There's more. Boomtown and Rich and Tom could probably help me. We've had a couple of those moments over the time we've been doing the show. Doesn't happen often. Trying to think who else has done it. Billy. Gifted. Oh, Justin Spencer. Thank you, Boomtown. Justin Spencer, you got to call back. Where's he been? Membership has just been gifted. Shout out to Billy for gifting.
Free stuff.
And how about who just got a Green Bean Jets fan? Our guy Green Bean just got the channel membership. Love that. Billy, you're in for 3. I have you down. Don't worry. Let me update my list of names here. You know what? Honestly, it takes much longer than I realized to get these like big tickets chopped up. So I ordered small arcade-like token tickets because that will expedite the process of just ripping it in and throwing names in. I got like 3 paper cuts on my finger 2 days ago, getting all the names in there. Unreal. Rob V writes in, Jake, let me host. I got you. I'll turn this joint up. Should we do a raffle prize if you get the guest host the show? Perhaps. Nicholas just gifted a channel membership. More free stuff.
Free stuff.
Murph is the recipient of the membership. What's up, Murph? Congrats, and thank you, Nicholas, for the support. Sorry you had to watch that game in Miami yesterday in person. John writes in, people who turn in the Jake show looking for Jet Talk must be very confused. Yeah, if you tune in late and you tune in at a random time during the show, you never know what you might see. Like this guy just popping on doing a show. You know? You never know. Rob's paying for rent in the green room now. Let's see. Last chance to get in here. Jets Worldwide raffle idea, Chipotle gift card. If anyone knows anyone who works at Chipotle, I've been trying to get sponsored by them for as long as I've been an on-air personality. All right, so about a decade. You find me the person that has 33,507 rewards points in their Chipotle account. All right? Tell me why I'm not sponsored by them. Just saying. All right? The proof is in the pudding. The magic is in the work, as Tom Thibodeau would say. Dana says, tuned in directly in the middle of that. I love that. DD says, Jake, make sure Rob picks the right woman. Some of them are bad news. Let's bring Rob back on right now. Rob, a lot of people are concerned about you picking the right woman. What is the process to narrow down the list of contenders?
Let's see. I don't want the 4% to get mad at me. Can I speak like honestly? You got to treat a woman with respect. No doubt about it. But you know what? When you're going with women, I went out with a woman one time for a year and a half, and obviously we never got intimate. So I finally was like, okay, I'm done. As I was breaking up with her, she agreed to pay for 3 nights to stay in a hotel room going to Jersey. And I was like, okay. I go, where did this come from? I go, for a year and a half, I got no intimacy from this woman. And now all of a sudden, as I'm breaking up with you, now you're scared because I paid for all those meals. And now the gravy train is drying up here. So now, obviously, it's not just about sex, but you know what? When you're a bachelor and you're going out with someone for a year and a half, obviously, you want to have some intimacy with a woman.
A year and a half?
Year and a half. And let me tell you, Jake, never before has that happened to me. Never.
Were you dating other people over the? Were you dating other people over the year and a half?
I snuck. I had to.
Well, you weren't exclusive with her, were you?
Nah, not. I mean, in her eyes, we were exclusive. In mine, we weren't, because you know what? You got to seal it. Like they say, you seal it with a kiss. We have to seal it with something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
And for me, that was not the case. So I was kind of done. And it was ironic because just as I was saying, okay, I'm done. Oh, what are you talking about? I got 3 nights at, going to Jersey, gambling. And I was like, nah, too late, honey. I'm sorry. So it was too late for me. But
a year and a half.
A year and a half.
How did you stay for that long? That's insane.
Isn't that insane, Jake? Jake, let me tell you, that's never happened to me. Every woman I've gone out with and stuff, it never took that long. Never. But you know what? I was like, you know what? This girl is a good woman. She's Bible. She goes to church and the whole thing. And she was good to me. And I don't want to sit here and bash her because, but you know what? Guys have needs. And you know what? You got to fulfill their needs. And I know we're on the same page there. You know what I'm talking about, Jake.
Well, at 3 and 10, this has now become a dating show with Rob. I mean, Joe M, though, he does write in with some criticism for you. He goes, a year and a half, and people are asking this guy for advice. Would you like to respond to Joe?
Joe, stop, buddy. Stop, buddy. Everyone has a slump. Everyone can point to one girl that was a problem. Anyone who says otherwise is full of shit. Let's be honest. Jake, I'm sure you've dated a lot of women in your life. Have you ever had that woman like, you know what? I got to get far away from this. This is not working out. I wasted time with this woman.
Not in your scenario. A year and a half? I would have been gone a long time ago.
But Jake, you know what? I didn't wait that full year and a half because I was doing stuff on the side after a while. And that's only because she didn't do the right thing. If she did the right thing, then I wouldn't have done that. But right now, no exclusivity. None of that crap right now. That's why right now I'm going out with 3 different women. I'm done with that shit. I'm done. I haven't found what I'm looking for, like that YouTube song. Like I say, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. So you know what? I don't want to be serious with anyone anymore. I'm done with that crap. I'm done.
Alan writes in, Rob is such a scumbag.
Alan, fuck off. You little weasel head. You're a peanut. Oh, I got something to say to you, Alan. Alan, do you work? Because you seem to be on everyone's chat and always on and stuff. I'm sure that Miss Allen is supporting the bill, and I feel bad for her. We got to get her on the show, and I would like to talk to her because what she's doing, what a poor lady. You must have something on her. You got to have something on her. So, F off, Alan. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. I do need some sun. This is kind of like bad lighting. Usually I have a deep, dark tan. But you're right. I do need some sun. I'm off to Florida probably maybe January, February. I'll be in Florida for a little while. I got to get some sun. You're right. I like the patience on Rubs. Good NFL franchise. Oh, it's definitely not us, Tom. Good NFL franchise, obviously, to me, are the Chiefs. Green Bay's not doing bad. Yeah, that's what it is, Tom. His full-time job is commenting or, to be honest with you, putting people down and saying how nobody's coming to the team. You know, we're all doom and gloom, you know. That's Alan's job. Joke. Ditto, Purple Belt. You're good people, buddy. Good people. What else we got? Alan is a troll. He is. We know that. I mean, you know what? We had heaven when that loser left for like 2 or 3 months. Jake, come on. How good was that when that jack off left for 2 or 3 days?
It was the happiest I've ever been.
3 months, excuse me. Yeah, I know you were happy. We were all happy. And then that idiot came back. I mean, you know, some people find him fascinating. Some find him intelligent. But I find him just freaking annoying. Yeah, he is a little weasel head. You're right, 3. But, I mean, you know, you can get better advice from other people about women and stuff. I just put my 2 cents in.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Can you explain? Hold on. Explain something to me, okay?
Miss Allen.
I got to hear this, okay?
Where's Miss Allen?
Where's my wife?
Yes.
Oh, my wife's at work.
Where are you?
I work from home.
What do you do, Alan?
I'm a statutory accountant.
You sure? I think you're a statue. I don't think you're an accountant.
So you're dating this woman for 1.5 years.
True.
She wasn't giving you any.
No.
And you were cheating on her through the whole time. So you weren't exclusive.
Not
with
throughout
this girl.
the whole time. No, not throughout the whole time, Alan. In the beginning, I thought, hey, you know what? This can go somewhere. She's a good woman.
Did she know you? Did she know? Were you exclusive with her?
I wouldn't call it exclusive. The first 6 months, it looked like it was heading in that direction.
Okay. Did she know you were cheating on her?
I think towards the end, she kind of figured it out. But at that time, Alan, to be honest with you, I mean, after a while, you don't sit there 1.5 years and you know, and no intimacy. I mean, that sucks.
Why would you stay with the girl that long?
Because I was hoping that something was going to come out of it.
A year and a half?
I know. I liked her a lot. But you know what? After 6 months, 8 months, I was like, this is not working. And then I started to see other women. And then all of a sudden, it was like things started to change. She started to be a little bit more, you know, caring, a little bit more giving. And then I was like, okay, what's happening here? And then I took her to the winery and we ate and stuff. And I thought that day something was going to happen, and nothing happened.
So you don't think you? So you don't consider yourself a guy who cheated on this girl? You didn't cheat on her.
I don't think I cheated because we never said we were 100% exclusive. I think in her mind she thought that, but exclusivity is you're calling each other every single
Thanks,
day.
JV. Yeah, appreciate it.
You know what?
No, I was just answering JV. That's pretty funny.
You're calling at each other every single day, Alan. She's coming over your house, having dinner with you and stuff.
She wasn't doing that.
No, I was seeing her maybe once a week. We were going out to dinner. We were going to church together. And it wasn't beyond that. But in her eyes, when we went out dancing, other women came up to me to dance. And I was like, yeah, okay. And she got pissed. Of course, she got pissed. She wanted to kill me. So after a while, I was like, all this jealousy. And
so I have one more question, okay? Here's a question, okay? Because I'm fascinated by this, especially because we're 3-10 and no one gives a shit about the seniors anymore, okay? So you're dating her for 1.5 years.
Yes.
When did you realize that? Did you know within 6 months this was not going to work and you just stuck with her for another year just because you didn't want to break up with her?
Yeah, I want to say about 8 months.
8 months. Okay.
About 8 months, because we were going to church together. And you know what? To be honest with you, Alan, she did me a big favor. At the time, I was going through some troubles in my life, and she was good to me. And she dragged my ass to church. I had kind of said, you know what? I'm done with church. You know, I'm done. And she was like, no. Come to church. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. And she was right. It took a little while, but I renewed my faith again in God, if you want me to be truthful. And I didn't feel right about, even though I knew after 8 months we were done, I was like, yeah, but she's a good girl. Maybe I should just stick it out a little bit longer. And then that's when I started seeing other girls on the side because she was not. She wasn't.
Do you have any regret? Do you have any regrets?
Yeah, of course. Of
Okay.
course.
I'm just curious.
I'm not this cad. I'm not this horrible person. mean, if this woman was good to me and she was intimate with me and things were going well, I wouldn't be doing that. I'm not this big Casanova, but right now it's true. I am dating 3 women right now.
That you have every right.
Nothing's exclusive, Alan. Nothing's
absolutely
exclusive.
That's fine.
You know,
I was single. I used to date multiple women at the same time.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yeah, you're supposed to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Well, have a really good Monday night. Thank you very much. But please, next time, a year and a half, you should get out of the situation about a year.
Not happening anymore.
Okay.
And Jake, I'm going to be top 10 after this.
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it.
I can't believe this show. I think my favorite comment during that was like, if this is what the show is like when the Jets are 3-10, what's it like when we lose to the Jaguars next week? Look, I don't make the list, but I'm going to go Vince Carter after the dunk contest. It's over. All right, Rob, I think you're in the top 10. I don't know. You could be as high as 1. You could be as low as 10. I'd be shocked if your performance on this show doesn't get you in the top 10 for next month. I'd be stunned. I'm not a part of the committee, though. I don't want to be involved. I don't want any bias. I leave that to the committee. It's for the people, by the people. Oh, my God. Oh, what a show. All right. I remember I said at an hour 20, I'm like, we're probably going to wrap. And then we just did 30 minutes of Rob. What a player. Bang Mateo. Imagine Arthur Smith and Fields in a Jets package deal. All right. Can we go back to Rob's dating life instead of Arthur Smith scenarios? I can't imagine. I don't like it. It's not something I like. Big fella. This has been a hell of a day. That it has.
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it.
I can't believe it. What a show. What a time. Also, Rick Kent made this point. Allen diffusing that situation was remarkable. I thought Allen was going to come in guns blazing, and he did the opposite. Just when you think you know a guy. Allen zigging when we all thought he was going to zag. Addison writes in, Jake, make Rob wait a year and a half before he gets seated. A year and a half, Rob. That's nuts. Nuts. I understand a couple months. Maybe it's long distance. You know, things happen. A year and a half. What a show. What a program. Rich says, hit the like. Who knows what this show is going to be? I do know this. This was one for the books. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thanks to all the calls. Couldn't do it without you. Thanks to Rob, Allen, everyone who gifted a membership. Will Parkinson came on for the first hour. Man. We'll be talking about this one for a while. Hope everyone has a great rest of their day. We're back tomorrow. 10 a.m. Robbie Sabo. 4 p.m. Fialco's film review. So we got a lot to cover. If you're still watching, God bless you. Jets might suck, but this fan base remains the best in sports. Thanks to everyone again for your support. Support me, support our sponsors. You're on the Patreon. You guys know the drill. We will have enough for the giveaway tomorrow. So I got paper cuts to get on my fingers as I write people's names to add to the bucket here. Thank you to all. Talk to you guys later. Go Jets, everybody. Hit it, Neil.
Don't let anyone say that it's just a game. For I've seen other teams play and it's never the same. When you root for the Jets, you're sick in the head. And when the Jets win, I may be long dead. Our hero is Ed and he wears red green. This is the worst team that I've ever seen. Despite all the losses, the ups and the downs, the coaches, they come and they go. Keeping traditions and wishes made new. The place where our grandfathers and fathers grew. The spiritual feeling if I ever knew. And if you don't watch Jake, I feel sorry for you. And when the day comes with that final Super Bowl run, and I'm drunk and I'm covered in beer, I'll look to the sky and I know I was right to say, someday we'll go all the way. Yeah, someday we'll go all the way. Let's go, Jets.
That guitar playing was lousy, Neil. I love the angelic voice, but that guitar, you need guitar lessons, buddy. You need guitar lessons. Thanks, everyone. I had a great time today.
Gator, I need an intro, buddy. A cool intro, please.
Gator did write in something, though. Searching for an angle for you, Rob. Need you to be a little more off the rails.
I can get off the rail if he wants. Gator, give me an intro. I need an intro, Gator. Don't let me go looking for you. Do you want some of this?
How's that, Gator?
That might work, Rob. There might be something there. I'm not going to tell Gator how to do his job. That's like telling Picasso how to paint. Gator wrote he just shit himself, so you got that, Rob. Maybe you'll have an intro. I don't know.
Maybe Gator will make you an open if you weren't so cheap with your super chats.
All right, fine. Hey, there you go. First, this is what it's all about, right? Mother effing goddamn super chats.